Hello and welcome to SU4J. It's quite a serious one tonight. I'm thinking about going back to the Jehovah's Witness religion, and I seriously am. When I started doing these videos, it was just a bit of a laugh, but you get all these comments at the bottom of the videos, and you know, a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses make comments, and I suppose they're trying to show me the error of my ways and entice me back to what they believe is the true faith, you know, and their arguments are irrefutable. It's hard to counter them. It's difficult to feel that they're not wrong. So what I've done is I thought I'd like to take you on this journey through these arguments from the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I've put them into kind of groups because they do fall into sort of general categories. Now, one thing I will say about this is I'm pretty sure they've got a different reasoning book to the one I've been using, or the one I used to use. Well, because the arguments are really different to anything I ever used on field service. I wouldn't have felt confident, I'll be honest, using these arguments, but if it's God's directed way to bring people back into his fold lovingly, then that must be it. So the first loving argument is what I call personal insults. And these are a few of them. How is this popular? It's probably just some fat lesbian slag complaining about her problems on camera. And you know, the first argument you get like that, you tend to dismiss it. You don't think about it properly. But then there was another one very similar. Rant, get a fucking life. You just cannot live up to what God expects of humans, so you have to discredit him. Take it out on your reflection when you look in the mirror. Go on a diet. Get some lessons in how to apply makeup. Oh, pardon me. The list never ends. Well, I can see now. Yeah, you're right. You know, fat, ugly people shouldn't be leaving Jehovah. Didn't Jesus say the slim will inherit the earth? And it'll be harder for a fat person to get through the eye of a needle than for a thin person to get through. So that is a really compelling argument. My excess adipose tissue really does indicate that I should return to Jehovah. It's such a loving provision, I realise now. In fact, that last commenter continues, I'm not a witness, but I know what I'm fucking talking about. Shame on you, bitch. He will shut the mouth of ridiculers, embittered fat slag. See, she follows it up there again with letting me see that the people with extra adipose tissue shouldn't believe in Jehovah and trying to make their way in Satan's world. They should be going back to the loving provision of the slim line kingdom halls. The next category is what I call general insults, and again, very compelling. It's hard to argue against them. So one person said, making vile hate videos is not activism, I'm afraid. Well, I really misunderstood this, and I agreed, and I said, oh, that is terrible. You show me who's making vile hate videos and I'll lampoon them for you. He meant me. He meant me. I make vile hate videos. He said, a dark, hate-filled interior is the reality, Katie. Oh, it sounds like a particularly disgusting Cadbury's chocolate biscuit to me with a dark, hate-filled interior. We've all had them. They're called strawberry creams. So I suppose what he's saying to me really is this, that if I go back to Jehovah, if I return to him, he'll remove the strawberry cream, the hate-filled interior that nobody likes to eat, and he'll fill me with godly praline or some other delicious filling. Other fillings are available. Somebody else says, you sound like a wacko job, foul-mouthed woman with some mental illness. Well, to be fair, he does have a point there. And then he says, bizarrely changing tense, as if he's not speaking to me anymore, but has suddenly turned away and he's having a conversation with someone else. She must be English, as they're so dumb these days. All of us. All 70 million of us. Well, you know, I don't mind you saying I'm dumb for leaving Jehovah, but boy, that's quite a sweeping generalisation. And here's the other thing. What if it's true? What if Jehovah doesn't want English people? Who's going to break it to the currently 126,000 Jehovah's Witnesses who are English, that are also dumb? It's a bleak prospect. I'll leave it to this guy. Someone else says under this same category, get a life. You have nothing better to do. If you believed in God's word, the Bible, you would let God take care of this. You've got to be a complete moron. Again, I don't remember that argument in the reasoning book, but I can see how you would be pushed to use it on the doors. Somebody said, no, I'm not interested. You could shout at them, you've got to be a complete moron, and they turn around and go, but wait, I now recognise that you have the truth. You're correct. I'm a complete moron. There's another group of compelling arguments that I've put under the category unhappy. You know, people that leave the truth are unhappy, they're miserable, they're unable to have a fulfilled life of any kind once they've left Jehovah's loving provision of mental illness at a higher rate than the general population, depression, suicide, and all the other problems that they have. Anyway, this guy says, their hysterical laughing is hiding the emptiness of being in the world. It's true. Just looking down my cleavage, doesn't look very empty to me actually. Another guy says, this one is nuts, look at her. Well, go on, you've got me there. He says, Satan by nature is coming out in her. She has nothing good to say. She is unhappy and miserable. To be fair, it oozes out of all of my videos, doesn't it? Unhappiness and misery. Do you know, like when there's somebody at work and they're really miserable and they drain you, and if you see them coming towards you, you think, oh crap, don't speak to me, I'm going to lose the will to live, stab myself in the eye. Well, I clearly am that person. I can only apologise for being so unhappy and miserable, but if that's what the man's saying, I do need to return to Jehovah, and all this will go, and I can return to the sombre, serious, godly person that I really should be aspiring to. There's another category that I've called lying. This to me tends to fall under, if you say it, it is the truth. So somebody says, time is running out and you're a liar. I am Jehovah, there is no God except me. What? Like, Jehovah actually wrote this comment on my Facebook, on my YouTube video. I am Jehovah, there is no God except me. He says Jehovah to me. I am genuinely flattered that he's taking time out of his busy schedule of frowning on things and getting pissed off and huffy and planning to kill 6 billion people to put a comment on my YouTube video. Stop telling lies and keep your big mouth shut. God's told me. It's not that big. What? It's not that big. I just put line around the outside so that my lips don't look as thin. It's, refer you back to the other girl that said learn to put on makeup. Okay. Another person says, every word she says is invented. Pure apostate lies. Well, there's no argument against that, is there? If you've said it, it must be true. And if I've said it, it must be false. Okay, well, okay, I'm willing to go with that. You're Jehovah's mouthpiece and you're telling me I'm a liar, so okay. And then another person says, in response to my video where I phone up Bethel and ask who is your safeguarding officer and they won't tell me, she says, Jehovah's Witnesses do not have a safeguarding officer. I don't know where you heard this bunk from, but it's ridiculous. Well, if you watch the video, you'll see I heard it from London Bethel. That's where I heard that bunk from. It was on the phone to London Bethel. I said, who's your safeguarding officer? And they wouldn't tell me. But anyway, if it's Jehovah's loving provision that I'm lying, then I need to go back so that I can learn to tell the truth. In the meantime, after this video, I will just stand in a corner and think about what I've done. The next category is I don't know whether to be flattered or not. I've given it the heading, God's wrath / Satan's love. One person says, you're such a dumb person, just like those who think you're funny. Oh, hey up. You lot have all been insulted. Every single person watching my video has just been insulted by this person. If I were you, I would be shaking in my boots. Satan loves you. Oh, why, thank you very much. How flattering. Is he good looking? Satan loves you. You are a pagan goat of the world. No room for your sort in the new system. Oh, come on. Goats are lovely. Yeah, that's really naughty. God took time to create them, design them, invent them, make them, and now you're slagging them off and comparing them to me. That is a real disrespect of Jehovah's creation. And, you know, I think goats get a bad crack in the Bible. Give goats a break. We're not that bad. But Satan likes me, so I really should go back in case he likes me too much. And then there's this kind of circular argument which sort of says, if you believe in the Bible, you'll believe in the Bible. Okay, yeah. If I believe in Dr. Zeus, I'll believe in Dr. Zeus, but if I don't, I won't. Generally, I'm just putting it out there, you need something, it's a tiny little detail, I don't want to trouble you with it, evidence to believe something. But let's run with this, believe in the Bible. So one person writes to me in his wonderful English, belief in Jesus Christ. Let nobody rob you of that, capital R, as in rob as in a person, like Robert. Let nobody Robert you of that. Read the words spoken by Jesus Christ carefully. Well, listen up, knucklehead. I was reading the words spoken by Jesus Christ for 32 years, and I still don't believe. What you going to do about that? Huh? Well, I'll just read it again and maybe I'll believe it this time. Isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Anyway, the next person says, I thought Christians followed in Jesus' footsteps. If you had the truth, you would enlighten us instead of looking backwards. Well, if I had the truth and I was telling you what to believe, you'd start saying that I was drawing off followers for myself. So I can't do that, can I? He says, not once in your videos have you spoken of love, kindness, forgiveness, hope and faith. Well, duh, because they're comedy videos. I don't have to do what Christians do because I'm not a Christian. I don't have to follow the book that says Christians must do this, that and the other. I'm a Katie Kitten, so I have to follow the book that says what Katie Kittens have to do. And what we have to do is what kids have to do. Eat, bounce, laugh, sleep, just that sort of stuff, really. So somebody else says, they're really coming in with the big guns now. They've rummaged the depth of the new reasoning book that says you can call people fat, ugly, lesbian slags. And they've said to the person making this video, that's me, please ask me, I know the answer. Ask yourself, why do you make these videos? I don't know. I'm just compelled to. It's a mental illness. Oh, somebody's already said that. I don't know why. It's just to laugh. It's obvious you're desperate to find any excuse not to accept the truth. Yes, it's pulling me, but I'm going, no, must crack jokes and resist. Should I follow you? Well, it'd be a bit bloody weird if you did. Like, how would we get into bed and stuff? Would you be like behind me? Should I follow you? Obviously not. The Jehovah's Witness is the one true religion, and you can tell by its fruits and by what they teach. Oh, okay. The only religion that believes war is bad. Yes, correct. All the other religions, every single one, has a big banner outside saying, oh, war is good. Worry, worry, worry. We love worry, worry. But Jehovah's Witness, no, war is bad. Oh, it's very naughty. War is very naughty. In general, war shouldn't happen unless it's killing billions of people and pecking their eyeballs out. But generally speaking, war's terribly naughty. However, there is one argument that somebody came up with that is so overwhelming, so compelling, that I genuinely feel this is going to be my last SU4J. And this is the argument. In response to a video about sisters where I said that sisters weren't allowed to wear trousers, somebody says to me, "Rubbish! Women can wear trousers. There is no rule." I'm going back straight away with my chinos on. Thank you for listening to SU.